Today on Running to Him, all humans start in the same place. If you're joining us in going through the Pauline letters, today's reading is Romans 3, and we'll concentrate on verses 8 through 13. Romans 3:8 and then 10 through 13 says this, "And why not say, as we are slanderously reported, and some claim that we say, let us do evil that good may come. Their condemnation is just. As it is written, there is none righteous, not even one. There is none who understands. There is none who seeks for God. All have turned aside, and together they become useless. There is none who does good, not even one. Their throat is an open grave, and with their tongues they keep deceiving. The poison of asps is under their lips." One of the 5 points of Calvinism is that man is totally depraved, and they would define depravity as having nothing that would redeem themselves to God in his eyes. It is not that they are totally bad people. Everyone has some kind of good in them, but their unrighteousness is overwhelming. The Eastern Church saw that man was damaged goods, so to speak. It wasn't until Augustine, a North African bishop in the early 5th century AD, that the idea of original sin passed through the male's semen to each child. Others, such as Pelagius, who was in the same area in 354 through 418, held that each human was born sinless and was capable of living a sinless life on their own. They wouldn't, of course, but it was possible. The Eastern Church took a slightly different approach than the Western Church did to this whole question. They held that the world was damaged through Adam's fall. Those church fathers generally tended not to define the problem, but instead held that everyone sinned and therefore needed Christ to redeem them. Cyril of Jerusalem in 313 through 386 wrote, "Before the soul comes into this world, it has not sinned at all. We come into this world sinless, and then we sin through our own choice. The soul has free will, and through the devil, and because the devil can tempt the soul, he has not the power to compel it against its will." He suggests to you the idea of fornication, and the acceptance or rejection of that suggestion depends on your decision. Well, this definition seems to confirm Paul's writings and quotes of the Old Testament rather than man being determined to be sinful at conception. He has acquired that sinfulness after birth, and therefore man's guilt rested solely on his actions rather than Adam's actions. The Eastern and Western Church therefore disagree on the purpose of works. Catholicism generally holds that works benefit you with some kind of righteousness. The Eastern Church holds that works that benefit you with your growth in godliness. The Eastern Church emphasizes works, but for growth in your relationship with Christ and personal walk, not to endear you to the God for salvation. Paul's use of the Old Testament passages in this chapter makes it clear that mankind is damaged beyond repair, and that faith is required to have a relationship with Christ, who is the propitiation or the satisfaction for mankind's sins. All mankind must have a relationship with Christ because all have sinned if they expect to have a relationship with God. Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. If you listen to us on Facebook or YouTube, please like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. You can always email us at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.